taken to be processed internally, and therefore that was redirected or rerouted to PAYLAC committee for processing. So we can say that this is an agenda that is ongoing. As to the issue of the motion presented by Muli on the removal of the Honorary Secretary, again, the council was requested to process that internally, and because of that, again, this is an issue that we referred to PAYLAC committee for advisory on how best we can handle such a move. But we were also, it was very clear, even from the discussions we had, that the Constitution is very clear on the removal of any council member, including the president. It is very self-explanatory, and those are some of the areas that we are waiting for PAYLAC advisory. But we went further as council to constitute a disciplinary committee. Previously, we did not have a constituted disciplinary committee, but this time round, to be able to manage internal issues that can emerge from council and any other member of the society elsewhere, we constituted a disciplinary committee, which, if you checked on the president's report, which was shared timely, you realize that we have included that disciplinary committee. The chair is Madam Chetita Sakwa, and the secretary is Mr. Philip Ihoro, who I saw come in at some point. I can't spot him. Mr. Philip, where are you? Yes, yes, sure. Unless I've forgotten, you are the secretary of the disciplinary committee. Or Mr. Powon, but you are a member of the disciplinary committee. I'm sure we know who Mr. Philip is, a pastor as well, man of integrity. And James Powon from MTRH is the secretary of that committee and chaired by Madam Chetita Sakwa. You know, he has guidance and counseling. And Madam Elizabeth Maswiri is a member of that committee. They are people of integrity, and I can say that their policy on processes, guidelines, and we have referred a file of issues that could be existing within council and other members, because we get those disciplinary cases from members, from employers, from disputes, so that they can investigate. Their TORs are very clear. You check out my report on what they need to do and recommend to council on the way forward. So I think at the AO, we are able to do as council, just yeah, Senior. I think we need students. We procured many students to this. Madam, where are your students? They came here to assist. Yeah? Yes.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a comment. Kwanza, I'm happy that council looks a real council. Najua kitambo walikuwa navaa vitenge nini, but I'm seeing you're putting on suits. So you look like serious people, eh? Yeah, so, and I think that should be the standard, you know, of council. But I just wanted some of the matters that we would wish to raise from those minutes. A member requested that Mr. Muli resigns. So I'm seeing him dressed in a suit. He's next to me here. So I don't know if he has resigned. I'm like, no matter, right?
I remember suggesting for one council member to resign. It was not a debate. We did not have a discussion around it. It was a suggestion, just like any of you can imagine I can resign. And even propose that I resign, unless we have a quorum to a motion to debate and vote there is Africans don't easily resign. So Muli is still a council member. Unless there is a majority vote that he resigns, then we would have subjected him to resign, as it were. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Senior Anthony Mamati.
Thank you, Mr. President. You discussed that matter pretty well, but I want to speak on the morality of our actions. Being in a leadership position is given by the larger society. I'm just looking at how you dispense that issue, and it's okay because you did on terms of procedure. But what if in the coming elections the whole council decides to vacate office and go on their own business, and the membership does not have any recourse on what to do? I'm just calling on persons who are in the position of leadership. Find some sense to be responsible. The fact that you are protected by certain clauses does not mean you can act arbitrarily. The fact that you communicated, because honestly, in all fairness, there is no position in the Constitution of acting honorary secretary. By all chances, we should not even accept Mr. Moody speaking there in the position of acting secretary, because it's not there. But because of goodwill and we want continuity, we allow it. But we expect now to understand why our secretary is not here. Because there are things that he needs to do which are not being done. So on the basis of morality, Mr. President, much as we are sweeping this under the carpet, it's a precedence we are setting. Tomorrow we shall elect the whole council, and the president, EC, council, and all other people take absence of office. Where do we stand as members when we need representation? Where do we stand as members when we need somebody to advocate for us? It's important for us as members to look at these things without emotions and just look at the procedure. If you've got engagements that, of course, we know you are not paid, and you've got a way to make your living, but that should not mean we stay at your mercy, so to speak. So it's a question of morality. It's not yet a procedural thing that we have in our constitution, because we did not envisage that while we are crafting this, that we shall reach a point where people can vacate office and, you know, utadu, you get it. But it's a question of morality that we as radiographers, we as people who are coming into leadership position, why are we doing this if we can't do it the other way? It's just a question of morality. And I want responsibility taken by people in office, by people just to see, am I dispensing my responsibility? Because those offices are physical offices. Members are not digital. That's why we have you there. Because, Mr. President, you can stay in Nairobi and conduct this meeting digitally. Is that right? Is that fair? Is it moral to your members? So it's a question of morality. Much as we've dispensed it procedurally, but logically and morally, in terms of morality. That's what I just want to share. That much as you've dispensed it, we have to ask ourselves the hard question. That where is our secretary? Why do we have an acting secretary? A position that is not there. We are adopting reports. We are already doing an illegality. If somebody challenges this report, they can't be carried anywhere. I submit.
Thank you so much, Senior. I think that comes as a strong advice from a senior member of ranking. But from your sentiments, I think you have indicated Muli, a member who presented an AOB. Thank you. Thank you. I agree that it's a moral issue, and I absolutely relate with your statement. And the Constitution is very clear. It is true that one of our council members, who is the Honorary Secretary, left the country without communicating very officially on especially timelines, and up to now is not yet back. And I think from the advice you have given, the responsibility lies on the council, because the Constitution is very clear. If you miss 3 meetings consecutive, continuous, then they are supposed to refer to that Constitution. It's very clear, and I think it has been a year also that we have not our secretary. So we are well advised, and we will take the necessary in that regard to sanitize ourselves.
I just wanted to support President Emeritus that it's not just about the morality bit of it. It's what is the norm, what is the practice. You and I know that the practice is we cannot have somebody acting in a position for more than 6 months. And I think I have advised, we've had discussions with some people, that once 6 months lapses, you either, in somebody acting in a position, you either rotate if you still want to maintain the substantive holder, or you confirm. So I'm echoing the same, and what I wish the members to address, because I've said that in an interview elsewhere, is that members need to speak to this matter without emotion, without fear. What is the way forward? Because as it is now, if the secretary is out for more than 1 year, then, and Moody's has been acting in that position, it means it is either an ensuing vacancy or the secretary has taken leave of absence. And if leave of absence in the norms, in the normal practice, if it is leave of absence for more than 1 year, then that automatically becomes an ensuing vacancy. And unfortunately, because council did not bring that position as to be prosecuted by members, it means in the next general meeting, which is probably a special general meeting, that's when this particular agenda can be brought. I submit, Chair.
Thank you. So, reaction, okay.
Mr. President, you mentioned that Constitution is clear about that matter, that when someone misses a council meeting for 3 sittings, there's something that needs to be done. What exactly does it say?
It is the council to either appoint one of the sitting council members and ratify that he sits or he assumes the position. And as it is, we as council, we had already proposed that Moody be on acting capacity, because as I had said earlier, we did not have a clear communication from the officer on his return. So we did that as a step measure in that regard, but it appears that the return is not yet confirmed. So I think we are well advised from this AGM that now we can either have these day-to-day decisions to be made. There's a lot of guidance to the Secretariat and many others. So it's not a position that one can afford to be very far from the office, as it were.
Thank you. Also echoing what Mr. Mamati said, that probably doing this might set a precedent, which means it's something that any one of you can get to do anytime. So this means we are somehow ignoring the Constitution, which is very clear. So it's just a comment that probably if the Constitution is clear about what needs to be done, let it be done, and be done openly, and members get to know. I remember on that again, AOB, I think is where we're discussing the issue of Muli. So he's the one who brought an AOB which came from nowhere, I can get to say that. So it could not be considered immediately because we had seen previously the exchanges that were happening in the group. So you cannot think that you may suspect probably is their own issues, personal issues that are being brought to the members. But we try to avoid overthinking or thinking towards that direction, but we be guided by the Constitution. The other thing that you said that for a member to be removed from the office, I'm still acting on that matter arising from that LB, is a motion has to be brought forward by a member. So is it a general member, or even the council can also bring a motion towards removing fellow council member? Just to clarify.
I think either can council can propose council can do that and bring it to the AGM for ratification. Just like a member can also propose a motion for members to debate, like impeachment. It's possible.
Okay,
Either
thank
way.
you. It is easier for council to bring that motion if it is based on job description. The job description of a secretary is operational and also head of the secretariat. So if council feels that that is not possible, that has not been happening, then it is incumbent upon council to bring out. And I'm not going to second guess what reasons they will give. For a member to bring that, they need insider information that the secretary is not working, and that will be almost impossible because they don't sit in council. An honorary member can only bring a motion against a member of council if there is a gross violation of the constitution, if there is criminal activities and such related. But in terms of operations and managing the daily management of the affairs of the society, it is incumbent upon council. So it's up to members to decide who we should actually hold responsible for this kind of quagmire that we are in. I submit, Chair.
Thank you. Well advised, Mr. Samuel. Good. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. My name is Elizabeth. Mine is a comment. If I have listened to the minutes clearly, the legal officer or the legal advisor already advised this sitting that you will be treading on a dangerous ground. I have been a member of this society for many years, active member, and the issue of the radiographer board has lingered for too long. If you want to remove him there and he's a signatory in the court of law, then to your undoing. So, to me, young radiographers, look at the future. These are matters that can be addressed already. You have been told that there is a disciplinary committee. You've already been, there is somebody who is sitting there. So if you want, then you remove him and then you go back to court and undo the board. That is on what was read there, an advice from the council. Is he a council? Our legal advisor. Please make it clear for all members to see. We have paid our own money to go to where we are today. So if you want to go back to zero, then you start again. The honors are yours. Thank you.
So what the madam is saying is that internally and looking at issues and where we were, it was not an easy, some of this was not easy decisions. It happened when we had just gone to court, and the Honorary Secretary then, just before he left the country, is the one who signed the court instructions to the lawyers and to the court therefore. So around that time, it was not easy. So those are internal issues. Kindly allow us to proceed with the issue. Are you standing on a point of order, Mr. Mamati?
Not a point of order, just a clarification. In view that you mentioned that the secretary did not confirm when he's coming, next year we're having an AGM, and I want members to think critically on this. If, you know, all documents that are signed by the secretary. If next year we have an AGM, he's not here, how will you communicate to the registrar of political societies that this and this and this happened? I'm not saying removal or what. I just want people to introspect and think. And that's why I'm asking members to think through this matter. It's not about removal, it's not about what, but let us look at the implication. Let us not just sweep, because those officers have been there and I know the implication. I don't want to speak much on other sides of the story of what it means, if members mean to question it. But if by next year, the AGM for next year have to be convened by the Honorary Secretary. If he's not here, minutes conducted by Moody, who is not the Secretary, will not be valid for election, Mr. President. So where will we be standing? You know, we are putting members in a quagmire, and President Caesar said, the council, and I want to put it plainly, it's not right for us to question the council, but the council, you are letting us down. If it's a matter of procedure, please dispense the procedure and come and tell us what you've done. Don't come to us and say, sasa hata si hatujui kitu ya kufanya, tunaona, you know, you are not helping us, Mr. President, please.
So,
if it's a council issue, do your part.
Thank you.
If it's a procedure issue, then bring it to members to discuss. Because you're putting us in trouble. Next year, these members will not know what to do. They'll be stuck. Yeah.
So I think the take home here is that we've gotten blessings that council goes and reviews the procedure, and the procedure is very clear. We can appoint and ratify an officer. Now that we've chosen Mr. Mudi Mayenga to be our acting secretary, we confirm that, and early on time communicate to the Registrar of Societies of change of an office. You know, it is allowed. It's, of course, certification by the CF on behalf of the AGM, so that now we communicate officially to the Registrar of Societies of change of office. It's always possible because none of us serves for perpetuity. I can die tomorrow, and of course the office has to be changed, and that is envisioned even within our laws in this country.
Question, because I know this meeting is online and physical. Is the secretary in the meeting? Why can't he respond? Why didn't he communicate?
I don't want us to go to that. And then David.
So thank you, Mr. President. The other question I would have is, why would we have this discussion last year, have it again this year, and we don't have a resolution yet? So don't you think that is letting us down as members? Because why do we have to keep discussing the same things over and over?
And AOB. Okay. Let me hear from David. And I think we need to make progress.
Thank you, Mr. President. I think we are realizing here that we have a problem. And we keep running away from getting a solution. Okay? Is it true that the lawyer gave an advisory? Yeah? That if anything happens, then it's going to affect our case. Is that the position? And if it's the position, is there any other way of dealing with it? Okay? Because I think we are in a situation whereby we really do not know what to do. We do this, we get cooked. We do this, we get cooked. So what are we supposed to do? Is it the position of the lawyer that removing the Secretary General at this point is going to affect our case? And then the other thing that we need to look at here is, what is our priority currently? What is important to us? Is it our board? Is it our board? And is there a way of dealing with that issue? That should be the question, because we will keep talking about this. And Mamati has said something. We are talking about the same thing. Nelly has said, we talked about this last year. Nothing has happened. I think we need to get an advisory from our lawyer, and if you think that is the wrong advisory that you are getting from him, you can get another opinion from somebody else, so that we get to understand what can really be done in this case. Thank you.
Thank you. So I am not even sure, Kubani, whether the secretary is online. Maybe you are on the other end, you can check. But I will wish us to make progress on this issue and say this is an outstanding issue, and then I agree that it has lingered for too long, for 2 years, discussing about persons, discussing about 1, 2, 3, 4 people. They shouldn't matter to us. What should matter to us is the profession. I will tell you that we have so many serious issues we should be talking about. You know what has been on our table. Discussing about 1 or 2 persons, others who did not even follow a simple regulation and guidelines. And they bring on personal issues. That should not be a discussion for men and women sitting here and there. You have sacrificed your time to come here we start discussing about one person or two for that matter. So I agree with Mary. I will seek your indulgence, Mr. Kubani. Anyone who is online is at liberty of speaking. We just liaise with the secretariat and they will be able to speak. If somebody is online and doesn't want to speak, let us not open that can of worms. So I want to roll it at like my senior here, Mr. Biwott, you want to say something? Give us way forward. Let us not go back. How do we come out of this? We have many other things, serious ones to discuss.
Okay. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I think I've sat here listening to all the discussions which have been taking place, and I also I've gotten time to also interrogate the issue very well sometimes back. The way forward is, I think the council, you already have to answer yourselves, because one, you as the president, are you in communication with the secretary?
I'm not.
Why? Then it appears you have your own personal issues with the secretary, because now I don't know whether we should spend much of our time discussing individuals. We cannot discuss Kenyanya, Nimrod. These are guys who just came the other day and the radiographer has been there. Maswili has been there. I've sat in the council personally from 2011 to 2014. Now we are discussing issues to do with, of course, the legalities. I don't think whether somebody even mentioned we should have an opinion from another legal perspective. I think the legal perspective is just that single entity. It doesn't vary. Lawyers are just the same, just like radiography. Just like a navy and a lateral, it will not change. So now if we even go and look for another lawyer, the same advice will still be the same. We now have an issue of the signatory. I think the signatory is much important than any other thing, because the legalities in the registrar of companies and whichever in relation to the radiography bill and other. So I think what should be happening at the moment is maybe the council, can you just sit down and maybe mend fences with the secretary, and maybe if you have some other issues, just so that we can move forward. I don't know whether next year we should be sitting here discussing the same individuals. Thank you.
So, I want to say this. The council would, I just want to take an undertaking. The council will do a status report to of course, considering the advisory we get from the disciplinary committee that we constituted, and the sittings are ongoing, and the payback committee chaired by Mr. Sisa, and then considering those two advisories on how we can handle this matter, and of course our lawyer is there, we probably may want to call upon our seniors, former presidents around, then we will give that position to RF. We call it consultative forum, so that we ratify the position of the secretary to be substantive and communicate immediately to the registrar of companies early enough before next year. Kindly allow us to take that trajectory. I don't want us to open any can of worms again. We are not discussing people now. We are discussing serious issues. The issues of a member and another one, personal issues, no.
Mr. President, my question is, if the way from the discussions that I've listened to, if next year we are going to be adopting minutes, and as of today, Moody is not the substantive secretary, will the meeting that happened this time, this AGM, if somebody challenges it, will it be valid or not? Maybe you give us the status so that we get to know if Moody is acting legally or not as of our constitution. Because
the constitution talks that we can change any council member. Council has a mandate to swap officers. God forbid if one of us is not there, we cannot call for an election. The constitution talks that the council can sit, constitute minutes, where they will choose one of the council members to fit into that position.
Okay.
And we have minutes in council that put Moody to be acting position. I think the question here, for how long has he acted? We needed to have done something to have him substantive secretary.
Okay.
And that process is what we are going to do, so that now we present that to CF for ratification and subsequently communicate to the Registrar of Societies, so that by next year we have somebody who is known in the records of the government as the substantive secretary. I think we should begin to forget that Nimrod is no longer going to be our secretary for as long as he has not communicated officially on his return. We don't care where he is, in the country or outside, but when is he going to come back? Yes. Let's move on. I think we can move on. Sorry?
Morning, members. You know, as I sit here, as many of you call me man of facts. Sometimes when I sit down and I hear misguiding information, keeps on putting me to a point of where are we heading. Okay? So the people who are online, I know the secretary has disturbed me to speak online, and he has a right to be given chance to speak, because much of what has been spoken here, it's not true. And I stand that as your treasurer. So we have the letter from the treasurer, from the secretary communicating. Okay, it was written to the president. You can tell the members. And there is what, and that's why I say that we cannot be coming to the AGM to discuss about the individuals. Let's go to the serious matter. We follow what our seniors and advisors last time. The disciplinary committee has conceived a lot of money from the treasurer. There is a case which is going on. Unless we want to leave here very late, and you are the one who advises you guys that let's try and finish the AGM early. So when we are discussing, so that we don't keep on angering one another, can we remove the politics in the society? Members, do you agree with me? Because it will anger some of us who are factual and who knows what is happening to be provoked. And for those who knows me, I'm a politician.
Thank you. I'm not here illegally. I'm not here illegally. There was a letter that was communicated to the council appointing me as an acting, Nimrod wrote to the council appointing me as an acting honorary secretary. So, and then the council ratified the information. So when I'm standing here, I'm not here illegally, kindly. Let's go to the next AOP.
We've gotten information that will change everything. Is it true that Nimrod wrote to the president? We want to be sure about that. And is that letter there? We want to see. Secondly, you are talking about all these things. The president is saying they sat in council and appointed Moody. Moody is saying Nimrod appointed him. What are you guys telling us?
The letter, yes, Amit, let me just clarify. Nimrod later wrote a letter to the council through the president that is going to be away. In the letter, through the letter, he said he's going to be away for some period of time. Maybe he did not specify the time that is going to be away, but the information was that he was appointing Moody to stand in as he's away. That letter came to the council. Kindly let me finish. That letter came to the council, and there was a discussion at the council level which ratified the information that Nimrod gave to us. As far as I'm concerned, that was the information that was there.
Yes.
Let me answer those. I think, Gitau, you have shoot that question to me. Nimrod left the country in October 2014. 24, sorry. October 2024. On the point of leaving, he did not communicate to us or to council as it's supposed to be by a letter. He gave me a call when he's in the airport in the evening, and he said, I'm traveling. I thought it's, of course we travel. I thought it's 2-3 days personal issues. I said, so have you communicated to the council? He said, no, don't. I will do it personally. We moved up to March. No presence, no communication. We were doing a few online meetings. On a day prior to the AGM last year, like today and the AGM is tomorrow, in our council meeting, he wrote a letter to me, addressed to me, to the council, saying he appoints Mudi Mayenga to be the one giving the reports on his behalf. And the council is here, can attest. It did not tell us where he is and how long he's gonna be there. That letter is there, it did not tell us. Much later, after the AGM, I wrote an email and requested us, Nimrod, we want to know as council when you will be back in the country for council to understand. He never responded to that email. In fact, he responded, but he never addressed that question. He just brought a different issue, personal. He never responded to that question up to today. So that's the true position. Are we together? That's the true position. We cannot say that there's a letter that says, I've left the country today and I will come this and that date. Efforts to know the date of return has not been responded. That's the position. I think those are issues, Mr. Kubane, you are in Nairobi. Just come to the office. The emails are there in the office. We cannot begin to share the...
This discussion is affecting the entire radiography body as we are here. So coming to the office to discuss that issue, me and you, might not be very fruitful as we'd want it to be. First of all, when you stood here, as you're going there, you said you have zero communication with Mr. Nimrod, right? Then you said there was zero communication even in terms of writing. Then later on we get to hear there is, and you accept there was communication. In the first place, as a president, don't you think you're getting us tossed back and forth? That's number one. Secondly, if there was communication, now I'm asking, are we really dealing with the issue that affects the society or its personal issue? Because right now, as it stands, you say you responded with a personal issue and whatever. And Mr. Sydney, you said there's a letter. Is there a way that that communication can be gotten? Because one thing, we get to a point whereby issues, we start discussing real matter, then we personalize, we make them personal. But when we elected you as our representative, you're public, actually you're representing the entire radiography board. You're not representing yourself. So whatever the issue that is there cannot just be discussed between you. We need to know what is happening, right? Again, there's something that Mr. Mamatu was saying that the document will be illegal when Modi is signing and everything. Then when Madam here asked about that the issue again about legality of the documentation, again you're saying it is still okay. You're saying the council can appoint. So if the council can appoint and appointed that one, and Nimrod appointed the gentleman Mudi Mayenga to be on his acting capacity, what exactly is the issue there? Did you not appoint someone to do that as a council, as you said council can do that?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. President. First, I wanted to correct someone a while ago. We are not discussing a person, we are discussing a position in the Council of the Society. Number two, in our constitution, under the management of the Society Council, there is an article 4.19b says, according to the Council discretion, the member shall not dedication to the duties entrusted to his or her office. In this case, the suspended member shall cease to participate in the Council deliberation upon receipt of the written communication from the Council. And from what I have heard, if there was this communication, this should have been a council issue that you should have sorted and communicated to the members a while ago. If we wait until next year, legally, we will be in a quagmire like our senior said here. So can you give us timelines upon which we can organize a special sitting? And this time, because I think this is a failure of the council, we will not be only dealing with the secretary. We can get rid of all of you. We get people who are willing to work for the society. Thank you.
I think that's a fair comment, Mr. Masoto. And I think the direction we have taken is that there will be a communication made line. We can do it in the next two months.
Thank you. I want to ask a question that is related to now. Is it constitutional for the person who leaves office to appoint someone, or it was supposed to be the council to appoint someone to the office? When I want to leave an office, is it me to appoint somebody to stand for me, or it is me to communicate to the council so that somebody can be appointed?
A good question.
Good afternoon, members. Good afternoon, members. I, as a member, as Omwiri Joash, I think we radiographers, we are pulling ourselves back. Last year, the AGM that we had, we almost used 2 hours discussing this issue. We have come today discussing of the same issue. I don't think you people are really realistic. As my fellow friend said, the office should not stop. I know we had an issue with the Secretary General, the Secretary, Nimrod, and the address was Moody could be the acting. That's why every time I see acting capacity, he's not the secretary, honorary secretary, he's the acting capacity. And let me ask, for example, at the moment we have, you saw we won a case. Let me just ask, is this the way we are going to behave? If we are just fighting over all things, you are just using a lot of hours discussing about a thing. Instead, the council should sit down and give us the way forward, not we to be angered. We are replying as if we are fighting to each other. We want to fight. Able to change your maneno mwache mchezo.
So I think we need to close there. I'm sorry, but Tebet, your question is that internally we have an expanded council members. So because of the work that is in the 3 EC members, internally we have always had pseudo. Is it pseudo? I can say people that have been seconded within the internal arrangement to be deputizing us. It's only the president who has a deputy, a vice. It's only me. So I have my principal deputy I can delegate to. The treasurer and the secretary don't have. And because you know the nature of the office, so internally what we do, we delegate, we choose amongst ourselves who can be deputizing to support these other 2. So Mudi Mayenga had already been proposed or appointed by council to shadow the secretary, as it were. Are you understanding? So when he wrote proposing that my deputy, which is an internal letter, that my deputy be the one who will read or present my report in tomorrow's AGM, okay? And we ratified that. And they say, thinking like it is a short time. Are we there? Yes, so that was the position. It's internal administrative issues. On Mr. Kubani, I want to say this. All the correspondences are done on an email. If we start going to the bank looking for those communications, we will take a lot of time. I will request that, of course, I just want to be very sincere. I can't hide anything. The letter, the content of the letter are there. This is the letter. It's good as secretary. The letter was done on 6th of February of 2025. It's written to EC, the executive. Dear EC, appointment of the Deputy Secretary. Greetings. I hereby appoint Mr. Muti Mayenga from local SORK number XYZ as the Deputy Secretary in accordance with the
President,
resolution
sorry
passed
for
on.
interrupting. Sorry for interrupting. I think you're taking us back. We've already said that it is an illegality for a member of the council who has left to appoint somebody else. So why are you going back reading to us a letter that is not even...
A decision has
Number
been made.
number two, please allow me to speak kindly, Paul. Members, naomba hivi. We are now bringing our personal opinions, feelings, and everything to this. I want to request that we follow what the President had said earlier. We leave this matter to the council, former presidents who are in this house. There is a disciplinary committee. And President, the only thing we want to hear from you, I will request members, when are you able to solve this? Because there are issues that we raise that may give us a challenge during our next AGM. Give us a timeline when that particular group of people that have been mentioned here is able to solve this matter. Otherwise, if you continue taking opinion from everybody here, we are not going to finish this meeting. My humble request.
Thank you. So I think let's Kubania, let's just proceed. As I say, the letters are here. All the correspondences that may have been done regarding the issues outstanding are already in the office and they are filed.
We have been discussing about the secretary. He is online. Can he be given time to defend himself? Let the secretary speak. He is online. Let him tell us what his position is as at now. Who can be able to...
Has he requested to speak? Has he requested to speak? He has requested to speak. Okay, where is the mic? Where is the mic? I mean, where is the...
Mr. Nimrod, kindly confirm if you can hear. Mr. Nimrod? Mr. Nimrod?
Hello? I don't know. Someone confirm for me if I'm audible, the members.
You are audible, but I think maybe we need to start something with the...
All right. Okay, can I go ahead? Can I go ahead? Confirm for me if I'm audible now. Hello? Okay, can I proceed? You can hear? Yeah, you can hear that side?
Proceed, ninasikia sema. Time inaenda.
Okay.
have briefly following the proceedings. I was appointed as a signatory of the case when I was abroad. Is our minutes that
network. We are not able. Are we? Can't hear.
network is
I think the best is record the voice clip or
licenses. Some of our council members actually renewed that to protect their job. But there was shivers of who is going to sign court papers. So substantially it was the secretary. About the date of you coming back, there's a letter that has not been disclosed. There's a letter that I was written by the president, and there's a second letter that has not been responded. That confirmed the exact date, the period the secretary will be coming back. Second, members, I have not had any correspondences from the council that have not responded regarding my position. And for that matter, this issue came last year under discussion. And my fear, from what I've heard from the discussions, from the way the proceedings are directed, I'm just afraid that there are substantive issues than what we are discussing right now that have not come to disclosure, including Peruso of us who vie for the positions, whether we qualify by having legit documents that can be verifiable by EB in our position. So for that matter, let it not be seen that the secretary did not communicate. Yes, they are in minutes, they are proceeding. I even gave those letters. With the last letter that I wrote on the exact date that I was presuming to come, a lot of dynamics that has happened has not been referred. The issue of secretary communicating to the council and communicating back, that one is falsified, is personal, and is not in the interest of the matter. What I'm saying, the legal advice that I followed from the last AGM, council has not got back to me to ask me what happened. What's the way forward? What I know, there is a disciplinary case, there is misconduct to my office and even personal. There is a communication that leaked from EC to my co-worker, trying to intimidate me at workplace, giving false information, soliciting information that us as officers of the society are under oath. So, I had a member asking, what is so urgent for us to discuss? If it's the act, if it's the position of the honorary secretary, that one is clear in the constitution. It's clear with the challenges that we have. It's clear from the direction we are going. I'm not going to label on that issue. Some of us are protecting that's what has taken as our time to go to court, sign affidavit, and you know what that one does when you come in confrontation with the government. However, let's not label on that issue. Thank you, members.
I think you've heard from Mr. Nimrod, the date of coming is not clear. He says that you don't. No, we don't need. You don't need to know where he is. So members want to know, Mr. Nimrod, when are you coming? Because my letter to you asking when you are going to come. Okay, Mr. Nimrod, when are you coming? Members wants to know. When are are you coming back? Your members want to know. Okay. Let's proceed. You have heard. He claims that he sent a letter to me saying when he's coming. He's not answering. Let's move on. Yes. I think we will go around. If we start dealing with this case, we will not finish. We will go round. And there are an issue.
Also, kuna issue, technical issue.
We will go around until tomorrow.
Members, I think we are all honorable members. Let me exercise my powers as an MC today. We all travel from very far to come here. I would suggest that whatever had been suggested by Mr. Ichelai, that the council members sit together with the president, together with the disciplinary team, but they need to give us a timeline on when they should get back to us on this matter, because it seems like a very touchy issue for the members. So we need a timeline. 3 months is so long. 3 months is quite long to get for us.
I want to say that less than, maximum 3 months, maximum it can be a month, it can be 2 months. Too much?
Yes. I want to suggest that in 21 days, not more than 30 days, we get a full feedback from your office on this matter. Clarity on it, so that we do not sit here to waste time. I think where we have gotten time is very, very important for everyone. By 5, for me as an MC, I need to be out of here. And each one of you, I believe, you have other responsibilities. So can we proceed with the meeting? Thank you. So you can proceed.
So AGM has ratified that in 1 month from today.
21 days.
21 days?
Yes.
So the disciplinary committee member and the payroll convener and other members are here. We will rely heavily on your feedback for us to process that communication to members. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So we can proceed.
Thank you. The second LB by Mr. Sidney Jau, SACCO formation. Mr. Sidney Jau proposed the formation of a SACCO. Ken suggested allowing government control and audit beforehand, and Lucy commented on current SACCO challenges. This was seconded by Kennedy Kariuki. Union formation. Mr. Sidney Jau also proposed the formation of a union for radiographers. Ms. Lucy Omondi raised concerns about cost implication, and Kennedy Kariuki, in concurrence with Mr. Cesar Barare, suggested waiting for the board to become operational. Mr. Anthony Mamati commented on the board's operationalization, recommended caution and forwarding the motion to the PAYLAC for terms of engagement. This proposal was seconded by Ken Kariuki. So our position, the position from the floor of the AGM during that meeting was that we wait for the issue of union. We wait for the board to be formed, to be operationalized. I don't know if that is still the position. Still the position. The issue of the SACCO, again, the logistics. There were challenges. There are challenges that involve in forming the SACCO. So this is something that either we, as a council, we come together, put our heads together to get together with the resource mobilization committee. We see how can we jumpstart this. The nitty-gritties are so many, but I believe Sidney Jau is here. He's the one who came with the AOP. I believe he can still move with the vision. Of course, SACCOs within operation, within profession, SACCOs are something that empowers members economically. It is something that as an AGM, as members, we need to continue moving with this thought that one time, one day, we'll have the SACCO. Ken?
right, so Bwana Acting Secretary, as the chair of Resource Mobilization Committee, and let me put a disclaimer, I'm not a politician, that's why I don't debate what Mamati and Caesar debates on SG, but me, so me, I'm a value-adding member, so Mamati, you are out of order. I'm the one on with the mic.
President,
Mr. President.
I protect the other.
Okay.
Please withdraw.
Okay, so as a resource committee, what we have for the purposes of updating the AGM, what we are waiting for, as rightfully advised in the AGM last year, is for the board to be in place so that the society can be able to exclude itself from regulatory work, and then we can be purely welfare, and we can now begin the process of putting structures to sustainable financial pathways, including a SACCO as guided by Mr. Treasurer. So what we'll do is, in the meantime, the committee is looking forward to put a concept paper or a concept note on the various investment options, including a SACCO and others that I will not mention because of time. Once the board is ready, then we'll be able to kick off. So this is for the purposes of updating the society. That moving forward, we will be able to have various avenues guided by the treasurer and the council, so that we can have sustainable way of getting finances as a fully fledged welfare, similar to KMA, for example, and also LSK. I submit.
Thank you. Mr. Caesar Barade. They're your students. I know you'll protect them as a mother, but they should be quicker. Thank you very much, Mr. President. I have listened to President Emeritus, and I'll not go to the political army wishes to be us to be in. But I think Council, we don't want to say much, but it's important to notice that
of going. So I think next year, when we present our items there, we expect you to come with answers, not start thinking of the answers during the AGM. It is very unfortunate, and that is a bit of abdication of the role that we need. So I'm hoping that by the time the consultative forum is being constituted, sometime this year, we will have what President Kariuki has talked about. It should not be that we are thinking, you've had 1 year of thinking. I submit, Chair.
Thank you. Let's go to the third AOB by Mr. Wesley Mosoti. Mr. Mosoti withdrew.
Before you go, I think someone mentioned that it is not good to give AGM misinformation. The council, you are aware, you have a report from Resource Mobilization Committee,
sure,
and it has a prescription of what we need for us to progress on that matter.
Sure.
Number one. Okay? So number two, there is a committee that we are working on, and it's really engaging resource mobilization, led by Madam Elizabeth Maswili, RASCO committee. This committee has refused my committee to do anything else other than focus on RASCO. So for us, we are looking as a deviation, but for the purposes of RASCO, we are supporting them, and Caesar is the secretary there. He keeps insisting, resource mobilization, come and help us. So if you allow us to focus on the core things of resource mobilization, we will do many things and will not be fundraising to anyone to get money for RASCO. I submit.
Mr. Mosoti withdrew his motion on amending the payment policy for new registrant when Mr. Kenyanya indicated that the Treasurer's report addressed the issue. With the 1 year grace period for registration for fresh graduates and graduates, in addition to the concerns regarding backdating of membership and related administrative matters. I think that is self-explanatory. AOB by Mr. Benjamin Mbuya. Mr. Benjamin Mbuya's motion on amending the constitution for member eligibility was forwarded to the council and PAYLA committee for further deliberation and advice. Everything was done. I think I'll ask. Come. Benjamin Mbuya.
I won't take much time.
You want to react?
Yes,
You have the mic.
react a bit. Okay, thank you so much for this opportunity. This motion say that the motion will be now forwarded to the PAYLA committee. So I want to ask the PAYLA committee, how long does it take you to give us the reports of this motion? It is 1 year now. Give us the reports, we need them.
President actually should have responded to that, and I think it is in your report and the Secretary's report. Their policies, unless people are blind, they did not read your report. We have developed policies on such, and also there is a motion coming which has been made again this, which can actually be debated. And that's why, in the wisdom of an old man, I said, start with the AOB, and you thought that I was not clever. Because, you know, would have prosecuted that information and then would have proceeded with the kind of politics and shenanigans we're having right now. So there is a policy that I think, Secretary, it is in your report. And also there's a motion to that effect. I submit, Chair.
Thank you. That's what I wanted Mr. President to report on. But the convener, Paylag, I think he has said it. The issue was we have a policy and we have a constitution. And the drafters of the constitution, they had something in mind when they said 5 years. And actually, I think that policy, we have not seen it failing. We have not seen it really. From the report that from the PAYLAC was, we still maintain the 5 years for the time being, because we need experience, and we need. If you don't contribute towards building a cattle dip, there's no reason for you to take you cannot be the chairman of the cattle dip. So the issue is, we need members who are serious, and 5 years as stipulated in the constitution, the stand of the PAYLAC was, it stands.
I think that agenda, that AOB is already presented for discussion later in the evening. So we can discuss and have, because it came, Masoti, you brought it with a motion this time around. Masoti, you brought the same motion with the, you brought the same JOB with a motion this time around, isn't it? So we can relegate that discussion to the AOB because it is repeating itself.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, please. So we move.
Okay.
AOB by Sandra Fande. Mr. Caesar Barare proposed that Ms. Afwande's motion on the membership certificate expiry be treated as correspondence to the council.
Again, that was a correspondence to the council, and I think the secretariat, it's administrative issue, so the secretariat took it, and I think it's work on progress to ensure that we don't only have annual certificates that are paper, but we can also have one that are digitized in a way. So it's an administrative function, and it is also it requires what we call the funding and all that. So I think we can say that council took it positively as an advisory and allow us to finish to implement it. Thank you.
So those are the minutes from the last AGM. I will want someone to propose. Then We need a seconder as we move to the next agenda. A proposer? Matukonja. A proposer? Mr. Anthony Mamati. The seconder? Lydia Waswa. Thank you. I think it has been a good discussion. We are in a learning process. As we learn, we become better. Kindly, let's move to the next agenda. Receiving reports from the council. I will want us to start with the President's report. Okay. He's proposing that I start with mine. It's a short report, so let's do it and then we see how far we can move from there. They read, yeah. Members, you are welcomed in Nakuru City for this devolved AGM. This is an initiative aimed at rotating the Society's annual meeting across the counties to enhance inclusivity and participation. And we really appreciate you for your continuous support towards this vision. Next, I hope we'll go to Garissa or we'll go to Eldoret, wherever. Where we are as a council, one, we have new radiography and imaging training programs which have been launched. This is a process that has been made possible through the tireless working of the PDAC and PAYLAC committees. One, we have a diploma in radiography at, it was just launched at AIC Litain Mission Hospital. It's a program that is young, but I believe through the support of members, we can make it a viable program. We have a higher diploma in radiography, diagnostic ultrasonography at the National Defense University, College of Health Sciences. This is a program that is it's already started. I think they're picking up the first cohort this year. I believe as members also, let us support this initiative even as we try to strengthen our base. We have other institutions who have applied to be considered to start programs in radiography and imaging. One is Nairobi West Hospital, College of Health Sciences, and the other one is Karatina University. We are still looking at their proposal, and I'm sure through the help of PAYLAC and PDAC, we'll have a positive way forward on how to handle this. One of the issues that has come up very strongly from members is how do we make sure that these programs, we ensure quality during running of these programs. And there are several things that as a council we have come up with. One is student indexing. Every entry, we have to index the student, and that is going to make sure that we bring up the students in our database, make sure that their qualification, their KCSE certification, and how they performed, they are able to run through the program. And these also make sure that we track the process of training, so that nobody just comes after 3 years and says that I was training in KMTC Maanza to be a radiographer. At least we have a process where we can track them down for 3 years to make sure that we know the kind of students that we are dealing with. The second thing we have come up with is an annual institutional audit. Every year, once we are ready to start a program, we have to come to institution every year to make sure that what we're doing is right and what we're doing is in line with what we told you to do. The third thing we're doing is we are monitoring training standards, also through the annual institutional audits. The fourth thing that we're doing is members, what we just want to ask our members, even as we talk about quality training, it's between you and me. The lecturers and those mentors in the clinical practice institutions, kindly let us hold hands and let us encourage each one of us, even from as the students go through this institution, as they come to your areas for practical, Let us be people who can train them well. Let us be people who can mentor them well, so that at the end of the day, we'll have radiographers who are qualified and who can also handle us when we come of age. Professional engagement activities, one, we have CMEs and workshops. We had one yesterday. We have had, last year we had another workshop in Kisii, CT and MRI, which was very successful. So we are looking forward to engage with you more in terms of clinical, medical education seminars. I believe we are having CMEs every third Thursday of every month. Kindly log in and let us learn and let us move forward. World Radiography Day celebration, and I know these members know it. We had one of the best celebration for World Radiography Day last year, from private institutions like Aga Khan to training institutions, KMTC, JK Watt, and we appreciate you for coming up in large numbers to make sure that this day was a success. The third thing I want to talk about is successful Pakori conference. If you are not there, guys, this will not be a success. I think 3/4 of that congregation was made up of radiographers. And as a council, we commend you. As a council, we thank you for just turning up and supporting and contributing just to make sure that Pakori conference was a success. I think on that note, we can clap for ourselves. Supporting students in colleges through student association. As you'll see from our treasurer's report, we have done immensely. We have done support through student association when they have their end-year parties, those who are graduating, going outside, organizing for mentorship program, organizing that the members from here and mentors can go to those institutions and just encourage them to do what they're doing. We have done this. And moving forward, I think we are even going to do more. Going fully digital on membership registration and certification. This is something that we have rolled out from late last year into this year. As we are speaking, there's no paperwork in the office. Kindly let us embrace technology, because that is where the world is going. We cannot be left behind. Let us embrace it and let us support it, because that's where we are supposed to be. Rolling out CPD program, this one through PayLac committee. We are working on this tirelessly to make sure that within the year, we'll have to be CPD accredited. That before you renew your license, you'll have to show us that how many CPD points you have accumulated, how many training sessions you have attended, because we have to continue growing. We cannot stagnate. As a medical profession, stagnation cannot be a point where we can say that we are going to be comfortable just stagnating at one point. So let us embrace this, and I believe it's going to improve our quality. Policy development and implementation, we have developed several policies. I know as you read through the report, this is just a summarized slides. As you read through the report, those policies are there. If you want to look at them, if you want to interact with them, kindly visit our office and kindly visit our website. Going forward, most of these documents are going to be placed on the website. Kindly let us interact with our website. The scope of practice with the auxiliary documents. We have developed several documents. Maybe I can just show you some. We have the core curriculum. The thing can just pass by, but please don't go with it away. These are very it's a very private. It's a document that is very expensive. Don't go with it away. Just look at it. We have the core curriculum for diploma. We have the core curriculum for higher national diploma. We are working on the core curriculum for bachelor degree. And then we have the scope of practice, which has already been developed. Is in the soft copy. We are just waiting to get we have to organize for the stakeholders meeting. Once they approve, when they look at it, then we are going to roll it over. Those are some of the documents that we have developed. Kindly clap for us. Thank you. Our future. How does our future look like? One, rolling out CPD points. I've talked about that. More CMEs, workshop, calendar view on the calendar of events. We can interact with the calendar of events. I think this is something that we have looked at. Push for the constitution of RBK after the High Court ruling on 29th January 2026. We have submitted the names to the Minister of Health through the Office of the Administrative Secretary, Mr. Harake. This was done last month, and we are hopeful that you are going to have these constituted. The other names were also we are using all means, we are using all avenues. The same names are also submitted to KH-POA, so that at least we push it from both ends. What I know is it's a long process. But we have to wait. We are just hopefully that one day this is going to be constituted. But as it stands, most of the government institution, most of the government profession have not been acting with boards. They have been acting with the secretariat. I think the government stopped constituting the boards just when they have started. I think you have seen the social media, they have constituted the clinical officers board. I believe, because as the interaction, when we had the interaction with the administrative secretary, he said that as they are constituting the other boards, they are also going to consider us. But now that they have the names, hopefully let us pray and let us push that this is going to be constituted. We are looking forward to have a stakeholders meeting to ratify the scope of practice and core curriculum. Kindly, when you get the communication, avail yourself. We are trusting God that you are going to have a hybrid program, a hybrid meeting where we'll have a physical meeting and an online meeting. We look at the document and ratify them. Forming and launching of more SORK branches. We launched the North Rift branch, which is already operationalized. We have received application for Nairobi branch, which we are looking at it. We also received information that Kisumu, the Nyanza, is also trusting God to have a branch. So let us embrace this as we go forward, because we need to devolve so that at least we need to reach our members in the grassroots. Forming and launching of SORK professional chapters. This is something that we have not really embraced. I'm looking forward to get branches, to get chapters, therapy, radiotherapy. Guys in radiotherapy, kindly form your chapter. Sonographers, form your chapter. MRI radiographers, form your chapter. CT radiographers, form your chapter. Veterinary radiographers, form your chapter. Forensic radiographers, form your chapter. So that at least we need to move forward. Because once we develop these functions, I believe we'll have a better society. Our challenges, one of the challenges is permanent office space process. We are in the process of acquisition of a permanent office space. I know very soon you are going to see a surveyor on our social media because we have already approached people who can help us to solve this problem. One thing I know is if you want to be respected, you need to show people your home. And I'm not sure that radiographers, when you show people your home, people can respect you. Because when you go to that offices, you know what you meet on the corridors. I really don't believe that you are respected by showing people your home as radiographers. I believe we can have a permanent office space. This is a venture that you can venture in. And as I stand here, hopefully in the next AGM, I don't know if I'm still going to be here as an acting honorary secretary, but hopefully I'll not. But I believe the people who are going to be there, I wish they can show the society a permanent home. That is possible. This is very possible. I know we have people here with homes. Some of us stay in homes worth 17 million, 20 million. An office space in Nairobi cannot be that much. So for heaven's sake, as radiographers, we cannot keep on entertaining mediocrity. Member subscriptions, some are not consistent. This is something that we need to heal. And as we gather this today, at the end of this day, I believe there are several AOBs that have been raised to cure this problem. I believe once we discuss those AOBs, we'll have a path. We'll have a straight pathway on how we can cure this problem. Because members come, you give them certification, they get employed, and they run away. Discipline, I think, is one thing that we lack. But hopefully going forward, we are going to mature as professions. We are going to mature as radiographers to understand that together we can go far. But when we go single-handedly, then we are not going to go anywhere, and we'll still remain people who are going to always kuchekelewa. RASCO 2026, I will want to Liz. I'll want Elizabeth to talk about this. She's the one who is in the hot soup to give us a successful RASCO in 2026. I believe she can talk about it.
Good afternoon. Yeah, I know you are tired, but I want to take 5 minutes or so. And with that, I want to request all the RCC members, including the other AFRIT members from the other committees like Resource Mobilization, RSC, those who are present here, please kindly stand up. I want to introduce you. Quickly too, tafadhali, time is not on our side. That is Sisa Barare. Sisa Barare is RCC Secretary. Asante. Muri is in the Resource Mobilization. And I saw Mamati there and Ken. And to wasimami local committee. You want to tell me hakuna watu wengine sawa? Buya, you are not studying. Sydney is here. Sydney is in the RCC and Buya. Buya, please start. You know you don't know these young people here. Very useful. He's in the RSC and RCC. Thank you. Those are representation. We have those committee. The RSC, that is RASCO Scientific Committee, is the one dealing with the abstracts, and you have seen a lot of CMEs going on. Kindly log in so that when you do your research paper, you also present properly. Sidio? And with the information, with good papers. Then we also have the resource. We need money to make RASCO a reality. And then we have the RASCO Central Committee, which brings all these committees together. And the LOC, which includes the people in Kisumu who didn't make it today. They are the ones who are planning for us on the ground, including Owiti, to bring the whole North Rift and South Rift to Kisumu. Now, see, okay, Isana, sasa hii, this is very clear. This is our poster. Do you like it? Yes, we decided to give you something with excellence. And if you see of course we know the theme is transforming radiography and imaging, reimagining and redefining practice for excellence. So if you look at that poster, it's not what you have been seeing all the time. We want to give you quality. The next slide quickly. I think I have 2 minutes remaining. So this is a call for abstract. Can you see the deadline? Mnaona deadline? Wale wako nyuma? Hamuoni? Make it big. Zoom it a bit. Oh. Hapa chini hivi. Oscar, hapa chini kuna kakitu inaitwa plus na minus. Hapa chini hivi. Sawa. So, you can see, but there is no 31st of April, so hapa pia tumemiss. 30th of April is the deadline. That means if you are doing your research paper, tafadhali, that scientific committee, here is the chair. Is you the chair? No, he's the secretary. Huh? Okay, yeah. But I'm saying he's there. They want the abstracts by the end of April, quickly. Then let's go to the next and read the instructions and present your paper quickly. You have 1 month, 2 weeks. So, of course, that is our concept note. It's a whole long document with many pages, but I just picked the first page for you to see. So we are doing the 11th Radiographers Conference in September 23rd, Grad Royal Suisse in Kisumu City. Go to the last one. The last slide, and that is the hotel. We have done a lot of work assessing and getting that hotel because of the volume of people that can be accommodated. Now we are looking at 3 times this number or 4. We are targeting 400 people to attend this conference. So this hotel has the capacity to hold us. It is right on the hill in Kisumu, and Kisumu is beautiful. Hata unaenda unakula fish at the Lake Victoria. Now me, as the chair, I want to request you members, please, this is yours, and I requested this council to allow me because you are the main stakeholders. The suppliers are not. They are stakeholders, but you are number one, because if you don't attend, why are we looking for money? Sidio? Ni wagapi wanataka kukuja? Who would want to be in Kisumu? Of course, I'm there. I want to take a holiday. It is only 10,000 shillings registration. Ukule lunch, ukule dinner, not dinner, lunch. Hizo mambo yote kulala unaweza ulale hapo au nje. We have really negotiated the price with them. So who can't afford? If you save 1,500 from today, by September utakuwa na 10,000. Number two, register early so that you don't become a late registration. Late registration is 15,000, so save your 5K. I don't want to talk much, but I'm really looking forward. Sawa. And we are raising the new leaders. These ones will organize the next RASCO. Kama hawa na wengine. Sidio? God bless.
They have done a good job. They have done a good job. I think, thank you. Thank you for sitting all to come up with this. Quote, wisdom is knowing the right path to take. Integrity is taking it. Let's take the right path as we move forward as a... I will want to invite our president to give us his report in the next 15 minutes. And then we can break for lunch. President, the floor is yours.
We're going to take hardly 15 minutes to summarize it up. The report was already shared in our portal and in your emails before. What actually was in the report. This is an historic AGM in the sense that in the very recent past, in the recent past devolved AGM that we have held in our country. At least I can say that in the last 12 or so years that I have been a radiographer, this is the very first in my lifetime that has been developed. Otherwise, we used to have our AGMs within the city. I will take through the thematic areas of my report, which is well in bold elaborated in my report. And I will be able to share on the areas that are the first in the recent past devolved AGM is in Nakuru city. We are happy to be in the city of Flamingos, so I hope that we probably have time to also get to know the city well, and we therefore want to thank the hosts of Nakuru. Why did we have to do the devolved AGMs? One is the fact that we want to get closer to the people. You have actually always been coming to Nairobi, and we felt like this can give an opportunity for people at developed units to also have an opportunity to host such an event, and therefore coming closer to you and getting to also understand what are the local challenges and strengths. And we hope that it will be sustained, because this was a proposal that came from areas that were not of radiography practice, like veterinary, industrial, and the rest, into council for us to develop them. Portfolios that were introduced, medical, veterinary, industrial, forensic, radiography pathways, and of course, widely mainstreaming those that were existent. Of course, we had private, county, national, and training. Those are all areas where we have our radiographers. Maybe in the future, we will also seek for a council representative representing radiographers in diaspora. We are getting increasing numbers of our colleagues leaving the country, and we've seen that in Ghana, Nigeria, where half of their radiographers' population are in UK, Ireland, and the US. They have incorporated that position in their internal structures to also ensure that we liaise with them even as they practice. So maybe that is something we need to be thinking. We have also done constitutional arrangements. Remember the act, or the constitution of the SORK did not have what we called the operational elements, the bylaws. So we we had new portfolios coming in place, but we did not have the TORs. For example, what does a council member representing veterinary radiography has to do? So we developed, as this council, I think sometime last year, we developed the TORs for each new council members under the new portfolios, and including even some committees that we developed. So if you looked at my report, there are council members and those TORs that we developed. So each one of them, I think we should now focus on asking exactly what is Catherine, for example, as a council representative for industrial radiography, what is he doing? Now that we understand that there isn't a well-developed portfolio in that area, what are we doing as council? Those are serious questions you should be giving us rather than discussing issues that don't really matter. So we have developed those TORs, and we now know we can hold each one of us that to tell us what has he done as a council member representing whatever portfolio. And also committees. As we are seated here, we have introduced to you the key committee members and the conveners. All of them have got TORs in which they are supposed to work. So we need to hold them responsible, and I liked the question from our colleague here, Buya, really taking head on our convener for PAYLAC. What have you done for the last 1 year? To me, that's nice. As in, it's not a question of senior and junior. It's a question of responsibility. Those are the things. We go head on, ask the president, what have you done? And I like, you have engaged me. And I take it very positive, and we like getting challenges. I want to be better than I was yesterday. But having said about committees, I want to just say one, the electoral board members. Last year, the AGM ratified the new board members. We proposed names, and they were ratified by the last AGM last year. But the Constitution, in chapter 12, all the way to the entire of chapter 12, talks that, and especially Article 12, 2.2, talks about those members ratified on a year before an election. So, and that's why we are here. We ratified last year, but we are here to re-ratify, at least to remind ourselves and to conform to the constitutional requirements that we needed to ratify the names of the people who are going to be overseeing our elections next year in March. It might come early in January, so that we take earlier leave. Now, the committee, as constituted by this council last year, did not give us a chairperson. What happened is that these people went and sat down, and they chose their leader, their chairman of the electoral board, the Kifuitu. I don't know, Chepkati, today is who? The gentleman. The chair, Etikon. So they chose their chair of the electoral board, and the committee chose Madam Evelyn Wasike to be the chair of the electoral board. So your electoral board chair now has been proposed as Evelyn Wasike. She was sitting in the previous electoral board committee, and I think she would bring on board a rich experience as a leader. Then within that committee, they chose their secretary, who is Mr. Isaac Mutua, working at Mama Rusi Kibaki Hospital, Nairobi. So he's going to be their leader. Of course, we want to optimize the legal basis, the Article 12.2.2, and of course, the mandate to oversee electoral activities of the society coming next year. On another item on the Radiographers Act number 28 of 2022, famously referred to us as CAP 253F, we all know that this has been a journey. I looked at the previous AGM books, and since 2014, actually not even 2014, even the year before, in fact, probably from the, from the inception of this profession, I even looked at the reports that Mr. Sina Sisabarade wrote when he was the secretary. There is no single AGM that we have not spoken about radiographers, regulatory framework. So this is a journey that started. But I want to say that in 2014, when we came to the office, me and Mr. Karioki, the President Karioki there and the rest, and with the support of our former leaders, we engaged on a higher gear. And since then, we kept on updating you on every step that we had taken. Sometimes it looked like we were not very sincere. We fought wars, and some that you people have no idea how it happened, but we soldiered on. And the process in Parliament went through by the year 2022, where we had on 21st of June of 2022, we had the third reading successful in Parliament, and a week later on 27th of the same month of June, we had the Act ascended to law. The Act, if you read it today, it gave a 1 year of transitional period, meaning a year after, the government was given a 1 year from 27th of June of 2022 to 27 of June 2023 transitional period to transit from the Radiation Protection Board to a new board, isn't it? That, within that, we did a lot of things. The society did what they needed to do, including competitively and choose or appoint people that would represent us in that regard. We did. So after that, of course, the ball shifted to the ministry. That did not happen. But later in 2024, October, we went to court, of course, through our lawyers, and the instruction was, can you compel the minister? Our prayers were, can we stop getting licenses from an illegal body, which was Kenra? 2, can we compel the minister to establish the board, because the ball stopped at the Minister of CS, and many other prayers. 7 prayers we made in court, and I want to say that on 29th of January this year, a court ruled itself. It was a process in between of back and forth, but on 29th of this year, we had the court pronounce itself, giving us about 4 of our prayers affirmatively that we won, and about 3, we didn't lose even those 3 that we did not get, but they were a bit neutralized, but at least we won the 4, and those were the biggest prayers that we made to court. What happened? Where is the secretary? Huh? Good. So that is just a summary I've given. Thank you. Thank you, madam. I think where you feel like celebrating, please let us celebrate. Because we cannot be gloomy all the time. It is not all the time raining like on Friday last week. Sometimes it is sunny. We need to be happy, isn't it? Yes, it is a process. And it took a lot of our time and energy and all that. SPO implementation highlights. This is a strategic plan of action for the society that was ratified in 2023. And we've done, whatever we do, we want to see whether we are answering the SPOA, and a lot of things has happened. But part of which is regulatory status. Of course, it gives us a mandate to be recognized as a profession. We have done that. Financial investment, and I think Treasurer will talk about it, and it has been given by the AGMs before. Why are we having our 10 or so million lying in the account and using the same money to service the account several years? So we are losing money. We got advice from our auditors and accountants. So we had to take that bold step sometimes last year to invest our money up to about 7 million shillings into a CIC account money market. And I can tell you in 1 month, we were able to get, not very sure of the amount, but about 50-something thousand, 52,000 in a period of a month in a money market investment. That's money that we can use even to pay our rent, isn't it? Instead of again going back to use the same amount. So we did something. So it is helping us to achieve the objective of SPOA in terms of making sure that we are getting financial gain. Office space, and I think Mr. Honorary Acting Treasurer Secretary has talked about it. We have asked ourselves, where are we paying about 70 or so thousand shillings, or so, thereabout, or 100 or so, in quarterly to a house or a space in Kenyatta Market. And you know, you guys, you have come to the office, you know the common denominator of the business that happened in that building, isn't it? You bring your visitors, and by the time you pass the first floor and the second floor, I mean, it is crazy. Coffins. So we are asking ourselves, is it worth it to be paying 100,000 in quarterly, or we can invest the same amount into a mortgage terms, and perhaps end up getting an office which is permanent. So that's what Secretary has said, and we have started the process. I was invited, me and the Secretary, to Clinical Officers Kenya Clinical Officers Association, who have done the same arrangement and have acquired a very spacious office within an apartment in Ngong Road, opposite Ngong Road Hotel. So I went there and I got a bit motivated, and I think we have started that process where we can utilize the money that we are paying for rent and even other investments, so that we have an office that we are paying, and at the end of it, it becomes our permanent office. So this is a discussion we are starting. We will consult the seniors, we will consult the experts, and we will be able to borrow from clinical officers. Sustainability, of course, I've said what we have done in terms of the money and the policies that the Treasurer will be speaking about. Institutional maturity, with national baseline survey is not yet conducted, but we have said that we need to do a lot of study. As a professional body, we need to do a lot of issues, a lot of research and baseline surveys to get information at baseline level for us to make reference even for further research and studies. And we have activated a scientific committee in the society, led by Dr. Kiraha, and I think Kuban, you are in that committee, and the rest in the house, so that we are able to have research. Can we become research-oriented in the way we look at and approach issues? Training, quality assessment, we've developed those documents that Treasurer has done. From my perspective as the president, those are futuristic. We are looking at where are we going? Where have we come from? Where are we and where are we heading to? I'm giving you that thinking projection. So we have developed those documents that you are seeing. Those are supposed to anchor our profession firmly. And of course, many other engagements that we are taking. On professional legal standing, those are the documents that we have developed, scope of practice, the guidelines for diploma, higher diploma programs. We are looking at the degree. Those are responsibilities of the board that is going to come. But in the absence of the board, we have developed documents we can be able to hand over and allow the committee to come and take off without much challenges. And of course, others are on the process. The convener for SPIDAC and PEDAC are here, and those are the teams that help us to develop some of them. KHPO harmonization, I want to say that we have had a discussion, a ministry discussion going on by KHPO. KHPO is Kenya Health Professional Oversight Authority, a body corporate in the Ministry of Health that is mandated to play an oversight role among all the regulators in Kenya. So they are having a discussion at a very advanced stage, and the discussion is how can the ministry manage the many regulatory acts that are being processed in Parliament. They have identified a challenge looking into the future, because we have over 40 cadres in healthcare, and each of them is fighting to have their own act. So what the ministry is saying is not sustainable. So KHPO has been given that responsibility to see how we can manage that. If you look at my statement, that's a discussion that is ongoing by KHPO. Initially, when we entered that space of discussion, they had not recognized the Radiographers Act, but by the fact that I was able to attend in that meeting, we fought, and we said that the board may not be alive, but we have the act of Parliament. So we were onboarded into the 12th or 13th profession in the healthcare that has been regulated or considered regulated. So thank you so much. So the discussion now is, out of the 40, we are fully recognized. The ministry brought on board the radiographers as regulated cadres. We will no longer be others. That is the point. Now, what the discussion is going on, because I'm in that committee under KHPOA regulatory framework, is how do they handle the 29 other cadres that are not regulated? what they have done is they have stopped Parliament from Health Committee to process another act in the ministry. So tumeponyea. Others were on their second reading, it has stopped. A policy direction by the ministry. So the thinking of the ministry, how can they regulate the 29 ones? So they came with one proposal to make one act called a Right Health, the Right Health Act or Council, and put all these 29 under one act. They looked at that and they said it may not be easily attainable. They have come with a second proposal to do a proposed amendments to the existing 13 acts and expand the existing acts to accommodate those other cadres that are not regulated in such a way that those unregulated that do almost similar functions can be accommodated by the existing acts. It's something that we have been fighting. I will tell you that initially they put medical physicists under Radiographers Act and medical laboratory, not medical laboratory, the engineers, biomedical engineers, and as we fought it. And the last meeting that we had in Nairobi, Fairview Hotel, we were able to justify why biomedical engineers who have no anatomy, who have no biology, who only handles a machine, can be regulated by us. And the committee agreed, they removed biomedical engineers. It gave us a good step to argue about physicists. We told them they also do the same. They don't handle a patient, they do QC. They also removed them. So on that spirit, we agreed to accommodate what we called the neurophysiologists, technologists who have already been put under Kenya Medical Practitioner and Dentist Board to bring them to our radiographers because they are almost us, isn't it? And echocardiographers who are under KMPTC to come under Radiographers Act. So those are the new entrants. If that proposal succeeds, we will only get sonographers, radiographers, and echocardiographers and neuro under Radiographers Act. So very important to attend those meetings because I realized if you are not there, no one will discuss about you, no one will talk about you. You have to go there. Even if you don't comment, you will go home with some information to go and strategize, isn't it? But otherwise you have to talk. Sometimes you talk anything, any language that comes, you talk. So long as you talk, they will know there is a radiographer in the room. On strategic collaborations, the society has engaged very key stakeholders for collaborations. And I will tell you that today, there is no any discussion that can happen in this country, in the ministry, anywhere regarding healthcare without asking where are radiographers, isn't it? We have entrenched ourselves. And I think those are things we need to celebrate. Let us not fight these small issues. And I will tell you this, we have to demand our space within those discussions. So I will tell, as I said earlier, Aikure Ernest Cook University Uganda gave us an opportunity as a council, I represented council, in a trip that I made to Uganda after having a discussion with Professor Kawaja during Pakori to go and see what they do. And that's how I got to know Dr. Mtesasira here. I saw a different way of training, the attitude to training, how people are serious in training. And because I liked it, there was an MOU that was supposed to suffice so that we work on an MOU understanding. One of them is, can we get to reduce the school fees? A Kenyan going to Ekule can pay. That was discussed, and we gave a proposal, they gave counter proposal. Can we have a discussion? We had a discussion around exchange program in the policy making decisions when it comes to discussing reproductive, maternal, child, newborn, and adolescent health and nutrition. That is a division within the Ministry of Health, and the discussion about OPOCAS. Of course, it elicited a lot of issues, but we finally agreed by coming up with a policy framework on what is POCAS, what is the scope of POCAS, how do we train, and all those things. That document, I think, is among the documents that should have been circulated, but even if you go where you are sitting, the OPOCAS is in the website, the OPOCAS guidelines. We have national guidelines. We have reinforced around us, and let us not fear sonographers. I'm very sure if we get our practice to the level of Mtesasira, we cannot fear about us doing a scan to check for a presentation. We together. Why should I be worried about a nurse who is holding a probe to check a presentation or a heartbeat? He will not diagnose any myocardial abnormalities, but just heartbeat. Whether it is outside the chest cavity or not, they don't know, but it is beating. That's their scope. So I will not be worried. So let us be entrench ourselves, and we are the people that will train them anyway, and based on that guideline. So we have had a discussion. If you looked at that book, you see SORK. My name will be there as part of the people that developed the OPOCAS guidelines. And of course, other professions around imaging, the radiologist and the ultrasound, the KESUMP. On knowledge exchange program, we've got a partnership working with the World CBD providing body, where we are trying to work on a contract to develop a collaboration on how we can do our CBD points and give CBD points. On public health initiatives, again, a space that we were nearly left out on development of programs on national TBD program and lung diseases, where there is an AI ultra-mobile X-ray machine that is going to do screening for TB and other lung diseases. It's a discussion that started, and we brought ourselves into that space as SORK. We said, for as long as we are talking about a chest X-ray, we have to be involved. And we got involved, we developed the guidelines. I saw a discussion online in the groups about the people not doing their work. It's not our problem, it's an individual problem. If there is an X-ray being done next to you and you are a radiographer and you keep quiet and they are not optimizing standards, we will arrest you because you are a safety officer by fact of being a trained and licensed radiographer. Let us take up our space and fight that regulations, guidelines that are supposed to support our profession are upheld. And we have those guidelines, and they have been published by the ministry. This is a photo where we launched the guidelines for OPOCAS, the Reproductive Maternal, Newborn, Child, Adolescent Health, OPOCAS initiative. And if you see, the chief guest was the CS Health that time was Dr. Susan. She was called Susan Baraza. Not Nyakumicha, it's Baraza. Dipora Baraza, sorry. And of course, the Chief Cabinet Secretary, Mudavadi, who were the chief guests as we launched that document. This is the partnership we are talking about our CBD points. On operational committees, I've talked about the committees that have been established. On stewardship and our call for action, members are urged to embrace transformation, support regulatory frameworks, and participate actively in the professional development. I think it goes without saying that we have a responsibility. I want to acknowledge a few people. I want to start with you members, both physical and online, because it's because you are there, that's why we are serving. Probably if you are not there, we could not have an opportunity to serve. So we want to appreciate the members of the society. We have given you shoulders for us to stand on, and we therefore appreciate. Two, we want to appreciate Dr. Joy Mugambi on behalf of the county government of Nakuru, who was here, the Director of Health Services, who was the chief guest for us yesterday, and the one who has supported our radiographers in Nakuru County. They have supported Ademayon as the county chief radiographer, even to go to school, and very, very, very supportive indeed. And yesterday I told her that she needs to create an office within the administration office for you, so that you don't have to be doing clinical work. You go there when you want, but you need to, so that we profile our profession at that level. And she accepted. Please clap for her. Mr. Mutesasira, you have heard from him. He has accepted graciously that anytime we will call him for such a kind of mentorship, including training and everything else, CMEs, even online, he will be ready to support us. Thank you, Mr. Mutesasira. The Alcan Kenya Limited, they supported the machines yesterday. The Medicwise TV, I appreciate you for the good work you are doing. Mr. Mochache, please please grab for that gentleman. He served in he supports the society a lot. He served in the role of a vice president during my first term. He was the vice president to President Ken in the first term, and he's always supporting the activities of radiography, empowering young people, most importantly, and therefore we support you and other stakeholders. I just want to finish at that and appreciate you. The report is there and it is detailed. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. I better prepare. Have you prepared? I expose again. Last one. Okay, I understand that our lunch will be ready in 10 minutes. So I would want to invite Mr. Sydney to come on. So Mr. Sydney, you have 10 minutes.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much. I know our sugars are a bit down. I want to take something also to boost my strength. Looking at the time, which is some few minutes past 2. So my name is Sydney Jao. I've been your treasurer. This is, I'm finishing my second year. Then I will have 1 year to go. As you're aware that the next time we'll be meeting, we'll be doing and conducting our elections. So these are the reports which are somehow giving us halfway of what we have done in terms of what we promised you. And we have 1 year to fulfill the promises we gave you. Okay, I'll try to go very fast. And treasury report is about data, and it's all about money. So there is no shortcut. It is all about data. And I try to give as much information as I could for you to know how your money is spent in the society. I'll do the disclaimer. Where I'm missing some data, I take full responsibility because I have to tell you what the data means. This report does not balance with, I know it's good I say that, it's not balancing with the auditor report. Even the guys who are governors going to the Senate, you always see their expenditure agreeing with the auditor report. So your auditor, he is there and he can confirm. There is no way I've looked at his work. I've done my work as per what you can walk in our office and be able to get. Whatever is not given here, it's not there in the office and it's not provided to me. So, dear members, greetings. I'll read some few areas, then I'll jump, okay? Dear members, also members across the country and beyond, it has been a great honor to serve you as your honorary treasurer over the past 2 years. This marks my third financial report to the members during my tenure. The treasurer office and council sincerely appreciate all members who have remained resilient and committed under the umbrella of SORK I also congratulate the current council, who are my colleagues, and committees, members of their dedicated and sacrifice in working to transform the image and the progress of the society. Treasurer commitment. The Treasurer Office remains committed. One, in the 2024-2027 manifesto, you can check what I told you. I will still remain committed to what I told you. Financial transparency, accountability, and audacity. Strengthening institutional financial discipline. Promoting investment, planning, and a strong saving culture. Advancing the radiography professional through collaboration with, you have had the JEDAs, which you have the way how to go, Union Circle and Radiography Board. The second thing I need to give is a financial overview. I have indicated there, during this period, the office has strengthened financial management, statement to ensure accountability of members' contribution, prudent utilization and resource, improved reporting and disciplined budgeting. That's why you see Treasurer report this year has a lot of information that were not given to us earlier. As a result, we can confidently celebrate that today we know where every coin of the society is going, reinforcing trust, transparency, and responsibility stewardship of members, resources while supporting professional development and member welfare initiative. There is a statement there that says financial leadership is not simply about balancing numbers. It is about protecting trust, strengthening institutions, as Mr. President has just said, and building sustainable future for our profession. The last statement, underline it. We cannot build society if we are not thinking of building sustainable future for our profession. And this is a way of documenting what is in our mind, and we put it in the table. At the end of the day, that's why I've written that, you realize it is, all this is involving money. And this council this year has used your money to document what we said last year. We said that we are working on the documentation, and anytime we sit, our last statement is always, do we have a documented document we can refer? Because we can keep on speaking, saying, years after years after years. We come here, we go there, but do we have a documented thing that we have adopted? The rest of the areas I'll go very fast. Allow me to give you the annual financial report for the period 2025 that's ended in December. Allow me to go to the membership data, and I want you to pay attention of what I'm going to say here. Total registered members is 31st 2025 that we can be able to account is 2,340. Total active members 527. New registered member 160. Members reactivation 65. That is the members who have some areas they have come back. Student indexing. Those who have registered as started as members in the SORK student leadership, they are 894. That should worry us who are old, that the young generation, they are coming. That the number that they are giving us there is big. I have this document because I wanted to explain something small. In last year, we had 180 total registered number. total active number last year, we had 725. This year, we have active members 528. New registered members this year is 160. Last year, it was included. If you minus, those who do quick mathematics, 528 minus 160 is how many? Members? Members? 3? 2? 260 something. So if we didn't have this 160, we would be saying that the active members of the society in the year 2025 is which number? 2? That's the virtue of what we are having as per what I have and after perusing the data. So if we are, it's addition minus. But if you look the number that how we are losing members, we should be worried in one way or another. Then we got to the next, I'll jump. Benevolent is straightforward. Income analysis for the financial year. Few things captured there. I can jump, that is something you can be able to capture and highlighted by the Secretary General. I will just mention the sponsorship not doing very well, but there are those who have come in the last AGM. We have sponsor in the, I think the two are there, Landmed and Omaela and G. Those are the only money we managed to secure from that side. We jump to I got to strategic investment, which you realize that my report is coded with Form A, Form B, Form C, and standalone event. Like what we are doing today, we are spending money. We will have to record the whole budget for today and even the budget for yesterday. But Form A, Form B, Form C give us where the money went. Salaries and other statutory deduction, A. Form B coded is a committee meetings allowance. Anything you receive through the M-Pesa that we normally said, your money gets in here. It's now plucked from what we are getting here. Like today, if there is allowance that will be given to the members in any way, that either depending with how, where they come or maybe the council or what they are doing, has to be captured there. And Form C is all the general administration operational cost. All the standalone expenditure forms for 2027, and I have underlined and I take responsibility of that, must be completed, printed, and filed for the members' review in the office. If you go to the office, you'll find those 4 forms. And you are able to know how much, when your treasurer received allowance, received transport, and the rest. Minute. Okay. Shift in financial philosophy. This year, this transition present a broad achievement of SORK. As many years of practice in standard saving account that offers negligible growth. And you realize, as the president has said, we took a deliberate decision to invest with your money. That is the money market. It's clear, we picked 6,000 from our main account. We picked where Gitao lent the benevolent committee, 1 million, which the total was 7 million, and that was towards the end of the year. December, and it's clear and calculated what came in. Treasurer observation is there on what we have got. Membership, sustainability, and revenue strategy. Something important to note, our primary goal 2026, I pray that you'll be focusing on how to capture. Let's start with those who have registered. And we move from this number of 528. If we can try and bring those members on board, the society is able to calculate. 528, even if they give us 6,000, that tells you how much money we are collecting from members in terms of subscription and the rest of the expenditure. Last call has been said, but coming with the Resource and Mobilization Committee, they are here, they have really assisted us in a number of things. Together with RCC, we are looking forward in this will be 11th in Kisumu. So we try and see whether we can use maximization, that is our money that we are getting, sponsorship mobilization, the Resource Mobilization Committee working very well, trying to gather this amount. We try and do digital integration, that is to enhance our payments, such that all the money goes where it's supposed to go. Membership aggressiveness by reaching out to non-active members with outstanding outside Kenya, and the total is slightly more than 5,000. If you do that calculation, we can make society big. I'll go to point D. There are the rest of the proposed strategic action, which are there, captured within our part of our strategic plan. But I'll go to D, compliance and accountability framework. The rest you can do. We must deliberately, and that is the wish of the council, to clear membership compliance guidelines. We have clear guidelines, membership compliance guidance, and regular status update with help of the members understand their obligation and encourage timely participation. I think that's something just to work with. You call it public participation, to work with the members, because once you build a strong financial journey with the members, they are able to understand exactly what you are doing, where your money settles, what you are intending to do. And I think that can be done in different platforms like what we are doing here, or maybe visiting our members where they are. But we have to decide that. Expected outcome is there. Allow me not to go all of them there. It's within us that report. Then, within the forms I told you, Form A gives you the expenditures for the salaries, what we does within the society, and everything is indicated there, not still taking care of the privacy of the names of the members. Gives you the overview of what the society is spending in terms of the salaries and the rest of the obligations that are being given by the government. And this amount is, for you to note, is 1.5757915. That's how it is stand as per now. I'll jump there because these are information that you can be able to go through, and I'll go to I'll also jump there. Itemize, I also jump. You have what, number 5, what we pay our consultant, that is the lawyer, the IT, and the accountant. So it's captured there, and it's good, you know, You can do your months, very well explained how we are being paid, and we have paid all that in good time. Actually, before date 23rd, all our checks are signed. We have also been good books with the government, and allow me to do number 7. The 2025 financial year demonstrates a society commitment of equal discipline and legal integrity. By understanding consultancy fees, by standardizing the consultancy fees and ensuring timely reimbursement or payments, Council has secured the society operational base. This is good because we can be able to account which month, when it was done. I don't think it's few areas where we have maybe jumped to the other month, the following month. But our mandate is if we can capture the expenditure as per the month that happened, we are able to have a good bookkeepings in terms of our money. To address the 2025 administrative challenges and streamline financial operations for 2026, few recommendations. 1, allow me to read those. Policy foundation, as I said. Council has already concluded, and it's back from the lawyer, on launching of the formal human resource management policy to establish a legal framework for conduct and discipline. So we haven't been having this policy. So it's important, even our staffs, as you have seen, we are complying with the government. We also have a legal agreement with them. How are we engaging them? Not come, we stay. Then we are also complying with other government issues. So if we are complying, also the staffs, we need to put them under that responsibility. Digital mandate, performance pay, that is for them. Leave management, that is use it, lose it. I know those are managers, they know that. Such that we don't have accumulated leave days, many leave days, which may affect our activity. Tired allowances and verified audit. Form B carries the committee's meetings allowance, and in this committee, the ones you meet, we have consumed 1.5. So in the meetings that's being served by either the council, the committees, we do pay allowance. And those who sit in those meetings, as I said, in the meetings, you are paid immediately. That money, either you get 500, 1,000, it is sitting somewhere in the book. And I think it's a good culture. One day, if members agree, I know there were some issues that we shouldn't disclose what we are getting. I'm your treasurer. If members agree, you can even be agreeing that this list can be disclosed to members. How members are benefited in the allowances, then members can be able to question, what have you done for us with what you have benefited from? Sio ni ukweli? Yeah. Your treasurer is number 2 in this list, if you don't know. And I only disclose mine because the rest have not given me the concept. And your treasurer has benefited with 220K. So I have no reason to stand here and not answer your questions in terms of allowance. That is based with the engagement of the activities we are doing, and sometimes it's not even enough. Sangine unaita mkutano unasema ikae. But unakumbuka you are serving the society. You have to run there, even though sometimes you are using more than what is supposed to be done. Mwalimu, sometimes when you see us, we are in Nakuru, we are in Eldoret, driving. So it's just all about commitment. So whatever we give as small, kindly appreciate. But let's account for what we receive. I know there are some discussion in this point, but allow me to go to the committee expenditure. Very important. Council, we are the biggest beneficiary of that. It's there, it's disclosed. You can be able to know which meeting we did, when, where, and how much was given to in each individual. PDAC, I know if you read what I did there, even in my budget, you realize that the captured here, and this is a good picture, PDAC, and you balance with what is within my budget, what is 600 and something. But when it comes to allowance, what went to them is 327. That can be captured. These are just few. Pakori is there. The money you are seeing there, if we go to the fire office, you'll be able to know who benefited with that all the way. And the months are there with the variance, that where we did well, where we did bad. So it's the work of the treasurer this year to know why when it comes to August, pesa ilipanda mara more, then we are able to budget and reduce. Because if you look what the system went, when we went to August, we started overspending. But that couldn't be avoided. Strategic investment, allow me to mention, and President has said, PDAC has done good job. The chair is here. This is one of the committee I would say has done really good work. It has assisted us to organize our society for now and even for future, for any institution which wants to train. Before was the institution goes and find our own. They come up with a curriculum. It comes to this committee. This committee spent hours, days, correcting what was done, back and forth. But I like the direction they took, that we don't need to do that. Can we make our own? And whatever they have spent, the other day I was making jokes to one council member, or the committee member of that group, that the money they used there, 660, they are managing to give us back 600. So their investment, the whole of that committee, the whole year, they have developed something to earn us resources. So it's only maybe 60K, which has gone on their side. Sorry, Jacinta. So it's my classmates. So when you go to the total, what we have done in terms of the committees now, speaking allowance and the rest, combined, in terms of what has benefited us in terms of our activities is 3.3. And that is also broken down to some of these committees. Form C, which is the last one, that is our administrative activities. Allow me not to engage too much. Within the office to land is 2.5. And going all the way to per month, you can be able to see what has been spent. And I know that something, and I say that I'll take full responsibility. It's good to note the month of April is missing. So if April is there, we'll be doing better. We'll be having a higher expenditure than that. So what we are missing in the allowance form B, and also in our administrative, April is missing. And when it comes to the questions, I can be able to address some of those things. Strategic pillars project, I'll not mention their Pakori came in, but we are expecting some money to come in. You can go through and see how we spent your money, what we gave seed money, we came back, then maybe some few coins we are expecting when you go to the budget. I will jump where, who benefited where to where, but that is within our report, including our students, what they are benefited, is transparency, what has benefited from our members when it came to the World Radiography Day, legal money that we spent in terms of the cases that we are having, we can be able to account from that, and even other bodies which are subscribed, we have subscribed to. And office structure, allow me to jump on this because it's within you and you are able to peruse. I just give the last two slides, consolidated cash position as we are closing the year. We have what we had last year, and we have what we have this year. So what has just been addition of here is CIC, and M-Pesa indexing student, which money was transferred such a way when the students are doing the indexing, money goes to that till without not mixing with others. And what we can account, if we say at the end of the year, I know there must be some coins which has been spent. That is what was in our account. The rest of the financial outlook for us, I think that has been said, but it's good also we look on how we can do. When it comes to our budget, kindly go through it. We have captured some of the things, as I said. Much of the information what I would miss when I was coming to the office, I said I'll capture and develop a culture of, we can come up with a strategy of budgeting for where our money is going. 2025, we spent 2.913278. This year, we are budgeting for 33 million with additional of what the LASCO is team, because we are to support them. They are expecting, I know the resource mobilization, they are saying that they are able to give us 22 million to make LASCO successful. So you can go through that. Then each and every item what we have spent, some of the things we removed, how we have come up with them within our budget. It's easier, you go through it, where there may be variance of the numbers and errors, we can be able to do that. Conclusion, I still ask this house as your treasurer, because I know one day I will leave, and I know the impact of what I'm asking. That this, even though treasurer is not always be there, the society must come up, when you'll be changing your constitution, must come up with, just like the way we have board for elections, the rest and thing, must create a board for procurement management committee. Mkisikia samaki imetoka kwa maji, inamwambia crocodile zinauawa, si mutaamini? That's the thing I'm still pressing, because this still remain a big issue in the society. The second thing is formation of union. Tusikue ile side yetu nasemanga ile watu wanasema nitafanya. Others have the union, but I will still urge the PELAC. Is it PELAC? Yeah, PELAC. That is led by our senior Barale. Consider on how this thing comes in. Because once the government comes in terms of the board, the fact remains that government and implementation will be through the government. And SORK has its limitation in terms of fighting for the rights of the members. So those three things, let's not leave any behind, but we are well guided. For the young people, I know what is costly. Currently, I'm a student at JQuat. And I know even came to see those who keeps on calling. I know how many people are somehow dropping from the academic struggling. We can find a way of how we can sustain. Many letters we are getting from students to support them, but we don't have the legal way. Kindly, let's consider that. Having said that, I conclude my report, members, but my final remarks is, as we serve the society, let's serve society with no conflict of interest. Your treasurer will still remain there to defend you people. Will remain there to defend the names without not disclosing the names. But what is making us to fail is serving the society with conflict of interest. And as your treasurer, I would urge those who are serving, kindly, put the self-interest away, serve the members, then we will see the success of the society. God bless you, and may you have a peaceful way. So, and I have finished that. Away from there, so if you see me outside there, I know President said, I'm on my way to politics, it's true. I'm vying for one, I'll be an MP somewhere. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, our treasurer. You can give him a better, prepare for him as well. I know your sugars are low, but you can still prepare. Expose, again, last one. Thank you. So we have come to that very important session of filling our stomachs, isn't it? Yeah? People are dozing. You know, when the sugars go low, what happens? Your energy is depleted.